Woohoo! Welcome everyone. Here we are. It is Junior Solar Sprint, the official launch of the world, which I'm so excited for because we have been practicing, but now the real deal is here. So take a deep breath. It's very exciting. Wow, look at you all follow directions. That's impressive.
We're good students.
We all need a deep breath.
We need that anxiety management.
Does your watch, every now and then my watch says breathe. Just
Yes.
1 minute of breathing makes a big difference in your day. All right, well, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. We're excited because we have a special guest with us today, but I'll go ahead and start. I am Claire LeBeau, and I'm the Director of Communications at NASEF, the North America Scholastic Esports Federation, and we use video games like Minecraft as a great platform for education. It's fantastic because the kids learn. At the same time, they love what they're doing, and so they remember what they're learning, which is awesome. And CleverLike, why don't you go ahead next?
Awesome. Hey, everybody. I'm Brian, or I go by CleverLike. What we like to do, which is perfect synergy with NASEF, is we love to take the games that kids love to play, and we love to create educational experiences where they can basically go through experiences that they wouldn't be able to get in the real world through video games, so they can develop some empathy and also get a better understanding of challenges and opportunities that face them in their future. So it's a great way to propose those kind of opportunities to kids. And it's awesome to work with this great group of people. So scooshing it right on down the line, we'll scoosh it over to Eric.
Hi, I'm Eric Leitner. I am a STEM and computer science instructional facilitator for Broward County Public Schools in South Florida. I am a massive proponent of game-based learning, as long as that game-based learning is authentic. And that is what we try to do here, is bring some really authentic experiences to students, not just kind of paint a game coding over something that is otherwise just dittos and worksheets, which is something we see a lot of. Right?
Dittos,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Wow, dude.
I'm dating myself by
Who's
saying
old?
Oh my
dittos.
gosh.
Hey, look,
I don't even know that word.
You know what? You dated all of us.
That did date all of us for
I
sure.
apologize. I will send a mimeogram next time.
Right. Yeah. Is your ink
you
blue
fax
on your
me?
dittos? I mean, wow.
If any of you are interested in getting a phosphate when we're done here down at the old, I'm sorry, never mind. But yeah, that's exactly it. So, and I think the ditto thing is more of like a Northeast thing, to be honest, because it was always called that when I was a kid. But for those kids watching now, that's a worksheet.
That's a worksheet.
Correct.
That's a worksheet.
And it wasn't made on a copy machine.
No.
No.
What was that carbon copy machine thingy called?
Well,
Yeah.
I
It
don't
smelled
remember
great,
what it
though.
was called. Yeah, it did smell
Yeah, it
great.
did.
It was
Yeah,
made
it
with
was-
chemicals,
it was a
lots
drum,
of
wasn't it?
chemicals.
Like
And you went like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It was a manual.
that was great.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, that's what I'm all about, as well as sidebarring us like crazy, which is fine.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna pass it along to my favorite partner in crime, Kathy.
Yay! Hi, everyone. I'm Kathy Chow Isaacs. I'm a global Minecraft mentor and part of this Minecraft challenge team here at NASEF. I love this stuff. Love playing Minecraft, especially like everyone before me has said, when there's, love playing it, but especially when there's purpose, right? And you're not just doing something for the sake of doing it, and the learning is there and can be retained. So, yes, I love it. I love seeing all the things that CleverLike and his team can do with these worlds. It's pretty amazing and so much fun. And we're joined today. Joined today by, not by, with, joined with. Oh, goodness.
Both are good.
Sue-
Both are
Sue
good.
is
They're all
joining
good?
us
All
today.
right, Sue, thank you for rephrasing that. The communications person needs to rephrase it for me. So Sue is joining us today. Sue is to this side.
Thank you, Kathy, and thanks, team, for having me. I appreciate it. This is always so exciting to listen in on, although most of the time I'm learning along with all the students, so it's exciting for me. But yeah, thank you. I'm the program manager for the Junior Solar Sprint program, which is a part of the Army Educational Outreach Programs, and then I manage JSS on behalf of TSA, which is the Technology Student Association. So I wear a couple of different hats, but thanks so much for having me.
Awesome. Well, let's take a second and watch one of my very favorite videos. This is a great overview of what the Junior Solar Sprint program is all about when it's done in Minecraft. And then we'll circle back to Sue with a couple questions.
We're already dancing.
We are. We're ready.
Bring it. Play it again.
So fun. I love that. I know. Awesome. So that is what this is all about. And Sue, I thought it would just be great for us today to take a few minutes. We've been exploring in this digital world the whole time, but you have perspective from AEOP and from TSA for the traditional program that's been happening for several years. So we wanted to just dive into that a little bit. So can you describe that traditional program?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Claire. And I have to say, Eric, I do watch that video multiple times a day. It starts my morning off right. So I love that. So, JSS is an Army educational outreach program, like I said, and TSA manages it. For those of you who are not so familiar with AEOP, they offer a collection of enrichment, competition, research, and then internship experiences to students all the way from elementary through high school. And so it's really a great opportunity for students to be able to experience STEM in different environments. And JSS happens to be one of those environments. And so traditionally what happens with JSS is we have TSA chapter members. TSA, again, just for your information, is a student-based membership organization. We have about 250,000 student members, and we offer over 60 or so competitive events that are also STEM-based to students. So we have students that participate in TSA chapters, and then we have students that participate at Army sites hosting JSS events. And what happens basically is 5th through 8th grade students get on teams of 2 to 4 students. They design, they build, they go through the whole creative process, if you will, engineering skills, STEM, everything, collaboration is thrown in, and they design and build solar cars. And then eventually we host events, and they race these cars, and they are judged on their design. So we call it a static judging, where they're judged basically on all of the designs they've submitted in a portfolio. And then they're judged also on the actual build of their car, and then naturally how fast their car raced. So we have a large national conference that TSA holds at the end of June. And within that, we have a JSS national event. And so we've got teams that come from TSA chapters, and then teams that come from our partners, such as you, and then teams that come from the Army sites, and they come and race. And it's so much fun to watch. And it's just a really great experience, because these students have spent a big chunk of their year designing and building, and then they get to reap the rewards from it and watching, how their car does at the race.
That's awesome. What a change from physical to digital, right? It's a whole different thing, as you've said. You've been doing that. And yet at the same time, at the heart, it's the same principles. The engineering design principles. Design it. How did it go? What do you think you should do to make it better? And that iterative process of going from stage 1 to, okay, we're ready to submit. We think it's as good as it's going to get. That's the same, whether you're, online or out in the driveway, either place. It's just the same. Yeah. So, what do you think that kids will maybe participate in Minecraft and then do the physical competition, or vice versa? What's your thought around that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the hope. I'm absolutely enjoying this partnership. And I think part of going into it was this idea that, what your team was going to bring to the table and bringing this gaming version of JSS, which I think is amazing. And then, the hope is after experiencing this, doing this, using these skills that are similar and different in the gaming world, that a lot of these students will want to come and then participate in an actual event in person, physically, truly designing and building these cars. And so I think it's such a great support to each other, if you will. I mean, I think as you've just said, Claire, the skills are all there, and what we're all trying to achieve is the STEM awareness in students. And, and I think that this is a great way to get students more involved in these events. And we hope that they will. That's the hope.
Right. Yeah. We got a great photo last week. A teacher sent us an email saying, they love the streams. This is so much fun, and sent a picture of her class. And you could see all the students doing different things in this awesome world that Brian and his team have created. That was so fun for me to see because, we don't very often get to peek at the other side and see the implementation. So it's neat to see that we have whole classrooms participating in this as well as individual teams. So we've got a pretty good range there too. So the AEOP website, if you're interested in any of the other programs, it's usaeop.com. And we'll make sure we drop a link, and so you can visit that. But definitely a place to find out. I know I've been a fan of AEOP programs for years, and in addition to Junior Solar Sprint, there are a lot of other opportunities for kids who love STEM or who are interested in STEM to become involved in different ways, whether it's through internships or mentorship programs or stuff like JSS. So we're really excited to partner with the AEOP on this and the TSA, and we can't wait to see what the kids are doing. May cannot get here soon enough. So today is our official launch of the world. So we have been doing some practice trial runs, if you will. I'm going to try to come up with some car analogies today. We've been doing some practice runs. We've been visiting the workshops and participating in several different challenges. And so today we get to see how that all adds up into a final score. So when you're participating, you'll know just exactly how to submit your Flipgrid and show us what you've done. So with that, Eric, why don't you take it away?
Claire, I want to thank you for driving the conversation.
Oh,
You've done a fantastic job.
Oh, he's not even he's a pet daddy.
Are we going to put the brakes on all of these?
Oh my gosh.
Dad jokes, am I right? Okay.
All right, let's shift gears.
Oh,
very nice.
You guys had a
I don't know. That was
brainstorming
off the top of my head, but I don't know if I have too many more. Wow.
I'm in
silence. Stunned silence. Claire came up with back-to-back.
That's not a state I'm used to.
We'll hit the brakes on the puns for a little while. Okay. You stole the red scooter. I did. That's fine. That's fine, Kathy. All right. So last time we were in here, we completed our fourth challenge, which was the battery challenge, which means we now have a score for all 4 challenges. And if we actually go back, I'm going to ride back to our the workshop 4 over here.
Where are you
which
going?
Was our battery challenge. I'm riding over.
I see. Oh, I'm going so fast. So fast. I'm going to.
And we can talk to. We can check our scores at any of the workshops, and we can see that we now have a score for all 4. Some of our scores are tier 1.
How did you check the score?
Some of our scores are tier 3. I will show. You know what? Why don't you come over here?
I'm over here, but I'm not getting off the scooter.
Talk to battery workshop.
She's not giving up her red scooter.
I'm not.
I really tried to trick her off of it.
Oh yeah, if I write.
Oh, I didn't know you could talk to her while you were still in the scooter.
Yep. Now you know.
You've gotten the best of me.
I am.
Check scores.
And check scores. Okay.
So you said you right-clicked, Kathy.
Yeah, I right-clicked on the NPC and then sped right by her. And right-click, and there's a button that says check scores.
That's it. And so we now have a score officially. They're not all great, but we have a score officially for all 4 of the workshop categories. And again, if we forgot what those 4 categories are, they are the solar panel, the motor, the vehicle body, and the battery challenge.
Can you check from
Those-
any of the NPCs?
You can.
Oh, I'm gonna go.
Well,
try.
wait,
Oh,
not from any NPC, any of the ones outside the
no,
workshop.
any of the
ones.
workshop ones.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Yes.
what I meant. I should
After you've
clarify. Ooh,
completed
look at
that activity.
Got it. All right.
Brian,
And
is it
there's 4 tiers.
Was tier 1 your goal? Oh, see, we were
Yeah, no.
There's
we
4
were
tiers.
driving to the same point there.
Yep, and tier 4 is the best, and there is no upper limit necessarily. So you can get into tier 4, but you can have a lower tier 4 than somebody else's tier 4. So tier 4 is a range, and so it's not like, hey, tier 4, we're done. It's tier 4. Could we have done better? Should we try again? That's that's the question. If we get tier 3, could we get to tier 4? If we get to tier 4, could we do better at tier 4? There's where the iteration and the collaboration and the decision making with your team comes into play, and like, how can we combine our best scores together into one vehicle? Because you can't cross these from different versions of the world. You play this world, and you could play each challenge as much as you want until you get your best score. You do, however, if you try to replay a challenge, you lose your previous score. It doesn't just hold on to your high score.
Oh.
So you have to make the decision, like, are we going to risk throwing away our score to get a new one? So we added that so that there's a little bit of a factor.
Price is Right.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because when it comes time to submit and their Flipgrid and the talking points that we want to make sure our students and the participants are addressing as they submit their scores, that's one of them. And that was like that. How did you know when to stop? Like, how are you like, this is exactly, the best we could possibly do? Did you dig into the math? I wonder if kids are going to get like way into the algebra and say like, well, if we have exactly this much time to complete the challenge, and these things are worth this many points, the maximum possible score we can get in X amount of time is blank. I gotta wonder if kids are going to dig that deep into it, because I know I would, given enough amount of time and enough
seen you in challenge
obsession over a particular challenge, and you know which one I'm talking about. But yes,
right.
No obsession here.
There have been updates.
whatsoever.
There have been updates since the practice world that you originally got. So make sure that you're getting the competition world that's downloadable now from the website. So that competition world is where you'll have to be combining all of your scores. So this practice world will show like your practice scores and things like that, but you're going to have to start over with the competition world, which is going to have some, basically everything's going to be the same. There's some adjustments to problems that people may have reported, and also some more, information and other helpful things in the final competition world. So
I have a question for you. We're all on our scooters, and I know it's time for us to head over to the garage. Hold on, I'm going to go back over this way, though, because this whole time we've been like really good citizens and driving our scooters around on the road.
Yes.
I didn't even try this.
Oh, there's another red one.
We can just off-road it right across the track,
off-roading?
right? We can just ride. We can take our scooters onto the track, right? Like if we wanted to race across the track.
Absolutely.
That red scooter, though.
Oh, this feels like, what this feels like? Those sit scooters in PE that they have now.
Oh yeah,
So much fun.
That's
they
great.
really are. They're not too kind if you've gotten older and your knees are not spectacular
I
anymore,
know. Well,
but
I haven't
it's
gotten
worth
to
it.
try them at school. I just watch kids because they're always occupied.
This is true. All right, so are we ready? You guys are so busy on the track. I'm just going to wait at the garage for you.
I don't know where the garage is. I'm looking for you.
Follow the sound of my voice. No, follow
No, I can't. Oh, this one's the garage. The low one is the garage.
the one that looks like a garage.
Oh, I can't break through.
Really? I got through. Maybe the red one just doesn't play nice.
I'm gonna go this way.
We did find out that that's a bug with the speed of the entity.
Oh man!
Since the scooters are so fast, they rendered.
strategy.
I'm walking through. I can walk through, but I can't ride it.
But if you drive slowly, will it get through?
Once you do that, it kind of gets glitched. So so if you run into an invisible barrier, chances are that your entity was too fast for the chunk processing, and so therefore it gets stuck. And there is a way to get back to it is to spawn a new scooter. So it's like that instance of the scooter is blocked, which is why Eric you were able to drive through and
Fancy
we
new
weren't
scooter.
because ours was blocked. So the one, if you do get into a glitch, we found that it's a Minecraft related thing relative to the speed of your entity and your processing on your computer. You could make a new scooter and try again.
So
I'm just going to
speaking
point
of-
out here that, Brian, you've just illustrated so beautifully. For the kids watching this, you can grow up and program in Minecraft and make these cool things yourself. Because here we are, we're having these conversations about, oh, this is hard. And then Brian's like, well, on the back end, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is a legit paying career that you can pursue someday to do what Clever Like and his team do. So
Absolutely.
yeah, very fun. All right, Eric, you were starting to say something. Sorry.
I was saying, speaking of spawning a vehicle, we're gonna make our vehicle like the legit thing. Although I'm worried about those tier 1s that we're gonna get like a bit of a jalopy, but we're gonna see how it goes.
It's gonna look a little bit,
It's gonna have
Kathy
basic trim.
Kathy has opened the doors. It says, I hope all of your research and effort has paid off. This is the vehicle we were able to build based on your score from the challenges. Let's take it to the track for a timed trial race. All right, so if we head inside, we get like a cool sort of museum gallery walk of some of the things that are in there, because I see more than one car in the garage.
Yep. You have your 4 different tiers of vehicles that are fully assembled. When you get your vehicle, it's going to have the component from the different tiers. So if you have the low end solar panel, you're going to get the low end solar panel from the tier 1 vehicle. Like this one you're looking at right now is tier 4. That's the highest level.
I had a feeling it's pretty cool looking. I want this one.
It's got that aerodynamic vibe to it. It's got 3 wheels. It's going to have some more of the attributes of maybe a typical solar vehicle, even though it's Minecraft, so we didn't try to make them look like the big long wing and stuff like that. We wanted to make them look fun. Things that start having like metal bumpers and look like old heavy duty cars are going to be the lower end range. We tried to kind of match vehicles to our designer's amazing. He does.
That's so great. That's so cool.
His name's Maurizio, and I call him Mouty Claus because whenever he sends stuff, it feels like Christmas morning to me. It's like so great.
This is awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, as we work on assembling the actual vehicle based on the scores that we've had, I know the rest of the team is going to be doing that. And Sue, we just want to say thank you again so much for joining us today, and to the AEOP and TSA for this partnership. We just love what we're doing here. We can't wait to see what the students submit. So we are going to start working on the building, and we will see you again soon.
That sounds great. Thanks, guys. Team, you are doing an amazing job. This is just great. So fun. Thank you for letting me join.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining.
We'll see you later.
Thanks for joining. Bye, Sue.
Thanks, Sue. Bye.
All right.
All right, Clever. How do we get our car onto the track?
Yeah.
So talk to your NPC there, and should offer to build the car. So listen. So here's the deal: when you build the car, you're locking in your scores. This is the final decision. It's not reversible in this world. Once you build your car, it's done. It's locked in. Your scores are final. Even if you go into the other workshops and mess around in those workshops.
So I can't be like, let's go fix our battery and then come back.
Wait, is the battery the one that you were doing, or is that the solar?
That was the sunflower one. I was just thinking of an example.
He was doing the motor one. That's
the one we really need to fix is the body. I think more than any. We got a tier 1 on the body.
That's the building, the crafting with all the furnaces and stuff.
Oh,
the solar panels.
The build battle. Yeah, the build.
All right, I'm gonna hit this build car. Are we ready?
All right. Yep.
All right, let's see.
All right, we're watching.
Oh, I hear some hammering.
Yep. And it tells you to go check it's been delivered to the starting line.
So we got like an old Woody here, like
it's
got the wood panels. it's ready for the beach, I guess, but just good because it's a solar car. But
Not a good point.
All right, so can we get in?
No.
Oh, I see. We have a final practice score.
Yeah, so your final score is the score. It will say final score if you're using the competition world. So if it says final practice score, you're using the wrong world. So make sure you get the competition world. But yeah, this is your final vehicle. It is not rideable And we didn't put those in there because what we didn't want people to do is to hop in and then drive it from one end to the other and see if they could try to get a score that way. We didn't want them to misinterpret how you're supposed to get the score. So talk to your NPC at the starting line, and that person will tell you, will start the race for you.
Oh,
And there it goes. And it races.
What? Oh boy.
I can walk faster than our solar car. That's not a good sign.
That's a
Not a
bad
good
Wait,
sign.
oh, so can I ask a question before we go to
Yep.
when, like, I think that how would people check that they are using the real world? Because that would kind of stink to be at the racetrack and be like, oh, this is my final practice score and not my final score. So it would stink to have done all 4 things, maybe multiple times.
Yes. So the very first thing, the very first sign that you see when you walk into the lobby to greet Sunny for the first time has a big block of red text that says, "This is a practice world only." That text doesn't exist in the competition world. So that would be like your first immediate identifier of which world you're using. So you see that big block of red text on this sign?
Yeah.
That does not exist in the competition world.
All right.
Gotcha.
So you have to catch it early.
Right. Well, you have to catch it early, and you have to maybe just even the next time you play, just make sure that you're starting from the beginning and not at a workshop, or just kind of keep track of where you left off and be at
So
the
if you see
beginning.
the word practice in there, you're probably in the wrong world, right? So I see final practice score on the right. There was big red text on the sign when we walked in saying this was the practice world and would not be eligible, and that the full release would come out
March 1st.
tomorrow.
Today.
Today, yep, March 1st.
Today.
Yeah.
It's that February month.
Right.
So
It is. There's supposed to be more days.
What
I
day
swear.
is it
There's
anyway?
supposed to
I
be
know
more
it's
days.
yes. It's this is the first time that it really
It's
Cool.
it really hit me this
So
week. I'm like, what?
So this would be, so here's the deal, right? So now you're done, your vehicle's raced, you're essentially done with the challenge. This is your final score. These factors you submit to us as part of your Flipgrid, and Eric will show you how that works. But this information is going to be compared against everyone else's vehicle, and we'll simulate a race.
So you're going to take
May
these
18th.
numbers that we're seeing on screen, put them into sort of the computer for each team.
Yep.
And simulate their cars in a race of more than one car at a time.
Yeah,
So
how
that'll
many
be the
cars are
big
going to race
finale.
at once? 4?
We'll probably do about 8 cars at
8
the
cars.
same time.
Wow.
Yep. So
Pretty cool.
depending on how many submissions we get and how the brackets work out and stuff like that, we'll run through those on live stream so you could see how your vehicle compared. So that's like your
You can cheer.
Yep. There'll be the big reveal.
Awesome.
I like it.
So cool.
All right. So are we ready to take a look at how to submit?
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
I've got a score.
Yes.
I've got numbers on a screen. So are we ready
Yes.
to try and submit it? All
Yeah,
right, let's
so
Who's
one of
sharing
the-
screen for this?
One of the things to point out real quick, sorry to interrupt, is that this final NPC will have a button that says instructions. And if you click on that button, it'll take you to a page, like an in-game resources page on this website that'll link you to your submission. So you could talk to the NPCs inside the workshops and at the finish line in the final game, and they will give you links to the webpage.
Awesome.
So cool.
And if they want to submit and they don't remember where to go or anything like that, they can also find the submission on the NASEF website, the link to submit. If we're on the main page of NASEF, we could go to Learning and Junior Solar Sprint Minecraft Contest. We could also go to Compete and Minecraft Events. And of course, there's a banner right up here at the top they can click on as well. Let's go through that Minecraft Events one. And of course, here are the other cool projects going on right now. And if you're interested in more Minecraft activities, check those out. But we're going to go into Junior Solar Sprint. And we're going to scroll down and we will see submit your official entry below. And you will be given an option to join. Now, if you have a Microsoft account or a Google account, you can click to join with those accounts. If not, you will need a guest password. There is a guest password. It will be emailed out to all of the coaches and coordinators. So if you don't have those accounts, there's another way to get in via a guest password. But let's assume that I've got through my school or at home a Google account or a Microsoft account. So I'm going to join. With my Microsoft account. That way I'll come in without the one I usually use. And here I am at my page ready to submit. And there are some instructions. It says, once you have completed all 4 workshop challenges and have tested your solar vehicle, which we totally did, it is time to submit your score, record your screen, and be sure your final score, and notice this says final score, not final practice score. I'm going to keep saying that for Brian, is completely visible. While sharing your screen, briefly describe how you took on each challenge with your team. What strategies did you implement? What task did you find most challenging? Which one did you have to repeat the most? I like that it says have to repeat, not want to repeat, because I would do the engine, the motor one all day long. How did you and your team decide when you felt your score for the challenges was high enough? That's something that we just talked about, right? How did we know when we wanted to stop and say, this is good enough, let's not mess it up? We can't wait to see how you did and how you and your team worked together to make it happen. So with that in mind, we're going to submit. I'm going to click add a response. It may ask you to join group. You can, if you'd like, click join group. And it says joined. We can close that little tab there. And it'll take us into here ready to record. Now I see my face, which is awesome. I would hope some of you like my face. I'm on these things all the time.
We've got 2 Erics happening here.
I know, right? And they're reversed. I can point at myself. I could technically, in a loop, be here all day doing.
He's like, I'm with stupid.
And be like, I'm going to pass it over to Eric. And Eric would be like, yeah, that's great. Here's Eric. I'm Eric. I'm going to pass it over to my friend Eric. And we can just keep doing that, and it'll be great.
We're having way too much fun with that.
Way too much fun with this today. Fun with cameras today. But I don't necessarily want to record with a camera. If we click below, we see that there are some effects. This is our record button right here. But we can also click options. And one of the options is to record a screen right here, record screen. And that's what we want to do. We want to record screen. Now, if you don't really like this record screen tool, if you've got a record screen tool that you always use, you can use that one. And I can actually go back. And what you can do instead is record ahead of time and then just upload your clip right here by choosing your file and dragging it on in. But if you don't want to do that, well, first of all, if you do that, make sure that you keep your clip under 2 minutes, because that is the maximum time for your entry. But if we do want to use the record screen tool, which we will, we can see I'm testing here. I've got my camera that I want. And if I want, other cameras, or I have other devices plugged in, I can select those. And then I can click start screen recording. I'll get a little pop-up asking me which screen I want to record. We'll go with this one, and I will share. And it's going to give me a little countdown to record. And it's recording this whole screen now, including putting a camera of myself in the bottom. If you don't want that, you can close that little camera. But I can go back to my game. It's recording my screen right now. So you want to be a little faster than I did that. I was explaining it. But we're recording all of my screen right now. And that includes recording that final practice score on the right. But remember, you don't want practice score. You want one that says final score. That's really important. If it says practice score, it won't count. This is where we're going to answer some of those questions. So I'm going to take us on a tour and say, here's the car that we got after completing all 4 workshop challenges. I definitely enjoyed doing the motor challenge the most, but the one we probably would have to do over and over and over again right now and improve our teamwork was probably that solar panel challenge. We did not do particularly well. It was our first challenge. Mm-hmm. We probably want to do that one a little bit more and improve our score by organizing ourselves a little bit better. So that's the one we probably want to do over. We really did a good job of organizing ourselves in the sunflower one if we had worked together, and we totally didn't. So yeah, this is the kind of information you want to share, how you went through the process. Obviously, you don't want to talk about going through the process the way I am right now, but that's what we'd love to hear from you. How did you make it happen with your team? So share out, and if you have multiple team members recording at the same time, that'd be great so we can hear from everyone on your team. Fun. When you are done, you're going to hit that stop share button down there. And I'm actually hearing myself because I can review my recording now. I can trim this recording if I needed to a little bit. You can actually kind of drag and trim this whole bit a little bit. There's a way to do that. You can add additional clips. Let's say I only recorded 1:25 and I want to go back and record 30 more seconds of something else, like just my camera. I can hit add more, and I can add more to my recording. I want to play, however, And I want to make sure that my recording looks good and that I can see the score clearly in the recording. That's really, really important. You want to be able to see the score clearly in the recording, or we won't know your score. You may even want to read it off the screen to us as part of your recording. That might be helpful.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So once you're really comfortable with your video, you think it does a good job of sharing that and clearly showing your scores. By the way, they did add a new add music button to Flipgrid. Very fun. Don't do that if we can't hear you, though.
Right.
Mhm, right.
All right, hit next. Right. If we wanted to, we could add a link in here. We can also edit the cover of what we want this to be. So we could take a selfie or select a particular frame. I really do recommend choosing a frame that's got your score in it if you can get one.
Oh, that's a good
Ah.
idea.
That was
Right.
a genius.
Can't see the whole thing, but if I click on that screenshot, I'll see the whole thing kind of pop up. It'd be easy.
Yeah.
And when we're ready, we can post to topic. Notice over here, and this is really important, it says only your group lead will see your video unless they approve it. We are not going to post everyone's scores until the season is officially done, because we don't want you going, oh, we can't beat that score, so we're going to stop trying. Or we don't want you to go, oh, they edged us up by a little bit, so we're going to go beat them just for that reason alone. We want you to actively consider what your best is. So we're not going to be posting all of these. Plus, we don't want you to know the results of the race day until the race day arrives.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't want to, no spoilers.
No
Spoilers
spoilers.
bad.
Spoilers.
No spoilers.
Right. So you're not going to see your submission on that page. I'm going to hit post to topic. You're going to see this upload bar. Do not leave this page. It says do not close the app until this upload process is complete. So we're going to sit here and we're going to sing the Jeopardy song or something while this completes. We're definitely not
Play
going
that
to leave.
trailer again. Come on.
Oh, play the
You can
trailer.
play the trailer again while this is going.
People are going to submit that soundtrack.
That's right.
To win us over.
That's right. But again, I know right now you're watching a live stream of a bar slowly progressing across the screen. I want you to be comfortable with that process because I never want you to accidentally leave this screen and think that we've got your video. You want to watch this bar crawl across your screen until it's done. It's really important. And there it is. And now you'll notice again, it says your video is pending approval. Now here's the thing. Before you go, we're done, and we leave, you'll notice there are two buttons down here, a share video and a create link. If you want to share this or save it so that you can come back and remind yourself what your score was, once you leave this page, you cannot come back. So click maybe that share, and you can either copy a link or you can share it to Teams or your Google Classroom, or embed. You can embed that video. You can download the video if you wanted to right here. But once you leave here, you cannot come back to get this. It's gone. So make sure that before you leave here, if you need a copy of this video so you remember your previous score before you try again, you do this. Otherwise, you will not have any idea what you're trying to beat. Or at least you write those numbers down somewhere.
Eric, I feel like because I know so many teachers are using this in their classroom, that this may be something that the classes have to be careful of. If you have several different teams in one class, of course your teacher needs to see what you do. So yeah, make sure you save that.
If you've got, and you may have a classroom teacher who wants to see your submissions as you submit them. So make sure you either download that video or post it to, like, if you're using a learning management system, like for example, we use Canvas, but students can upload their videos as assignments in Canvas. I could download this video from here. I could go to my Canvas, upload it, and that way I'm sharing the video with my teacher. Or I could literally just, again, copy that link and then post that link into a chat in Canvas or on Teams or anywhere else to share it with my teacher.
Yeah, or just a shared doc.
And what's great about that link is if you go to that link, I could open up a new tab and I can paste that link in there. Oh, that's the wrong link. That's the NASEF website. Let's come back here. I clicked copy link. I don't know if it's actually copying link. There we go, copied. Paste. It's still taking me to the NASEF website. What if I control V? Nope, still NASEF. All right. Usually that works.
Oh, copy link didn't work?
No, it's not being my friend right now.
Oh.
If you try
Oh, you know why?
But you're
because
clicking the thing on
It's because I'm doing it through the NASEF website.
Oh.
All right, so I would download it instead. It's probably a safer bet. No worries.
Wait, can you
That's
copy?
fine.
Can you click over? Can you highlight that underneath?
Doesn't look like it.
No. Ooh.
Interesting. That's the first time I've tried it embedded
Huh.
like that. So that's interesting to know. It just copies whatever page you're on. So good thing to know. I'm going to download it instead. And that way I'll have it.
Ooh. Well.
All right.
But so check that before you leave the page. I would be really careful about leaving that page until you've got exactly what you need.
Yep.
You could also grab it. Well, here's the other thing. You have your world. You'll
That's
always
true.
have that world with you, so you can go back into the world. So you won't lose your score necessarily because you'll be able to go back into your Minecraft world because that score can't change. And in the in ours, if you go back and like you go into one of the challenges again after you're done, it'll let you do that. But if you want to see your score again, you could just go back to the finish line and when talk to that NPC, and they'll show you your finishing score again at the finish line. So finish line NPC will reveal your score, which in the final version. So when you close the dialogue of the finishing NPC and you're done with the thing, your final score will be redisplayed if it has been kind of switched to a different scoreboard. So
let me ask you a question. If we want to play again and clear everything out of here, is there a way to do that? Or do we just start with the world file again and start over?
Yes, a new world.
New world.
A whole new
That's
world.
great.
New world.
I'll be honest, that's great because we could go back into the menu. We could name this world with the attempt that it was, and we could have all of our attempts saved with our scores.
Yep.
So
right
then,
in our Minecraft world. Yeah.
Are you expecting a Flipgrid for each? No, because you
They should
save it,
submit
so
their
you
best.
just submit your best.
Submit your best.
Yes. Try a few times, submit your best. Now, admittedly, if you submitted your best and then you're like, wait, you wake up the next morning and you've got this epiphany and you try one more time and you do better, submit that
One more try.
Right. If Eric was on your
Don't submit
team,
the very first score you get. Keep trying and get it better and
Right.
better and better and better. And once you feel like you've got it really where you want it, that's the time to submit.
Got it.
Yep.
Awesome. I am so excited to see what everyone comes up with.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
There's not a whole lot of rules around this, but there's an essential code of ethics in that, like when you're in a workshop, don't try to hack a way to find out how to get resources from another workshop. We've done a lot of things to avoid those things from happening, but the creativity doesn't come from going around those particular rules. It comes around what you do within the context of the workshop and how do you solve those challenges. So just know that like the creativity and problem solving happens, with you and your team inside of the workshop, not trying to figure something out by hacking.
I would imagine there would be ways to identify if a team had done that.
There's lots
I don't
of
want to give away the trade secrets or anything.
there is, and there's also some hidden penalties in there for people that try to do that. So
Ooh,
So just be on the up and up.
yep.
That's it.
Do it right, and you'll be good.
Yep.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, I have to say, even though we got the tier 1 car, I still think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very cool.
It
Right?
is.
I would still drive this thing, I guess.
Yeah, they're all really cool. That's the awesome
I
thing.
can imagine
I'd be
what the
excited
Florida
to see this
sun
on
would
the
do to the
street.
wood paneling, but
Right. Very cool. Well, Eric showed us a couple times, but the way to register is on the NASEF website, which is nasef.org. And he's taking us there now.
Oh, I'm going to take you a different way this time. I'm going to go
Okay.
by the banner.
He's going by the
Banner.
banner.
Way of
You can go in the banner. And then right there to the register your team, you'll go through this event registration and enter in some info to join us. And we have a couple of months until this is done, right? It's March. So we've got April and May, March and April to early May to get this done. So the deadline for participating, registration closes, submission of Flipgrids closes on May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
So that'll be an easy day to remember that we're doing May 4th. So you want to make sure you go in here and you do all your building and collaboration and get everything done and get the best possible car you can and get your Flipgrid done and uploaded. Oh my gosh. He's ready for us.
I don't, I'm not on their camera.
You're
right
not.
now, but
Okay,
yeah.
there we go.
If you need a visible reminder,
May the
Oh
fourth.
my goodness, baby,
I
so
don't think
cute.
we even did that on purpose. It just worked out exactly right.
What kind of
Perfect.
car does Yoda drive?
So Grogu drives a little basket thing that just floats around. It's I don't know if it's solar powered,
She has
but
a
it does
joke.
hover.
She has a
so,
joke.
Mhm,
I mean,
She's got a punchline.
mhm.
What? I don't know, Kathy. What kind of car?
A Toyota.
Nah. See.
This is a Toyota.
We've got all the corny jokes today.
Love it.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So May 4th is the last day to submit your Flipgrid. So make sure you get all your practice in and get all your, again, make sure you're in the final world as you are compiling your scores and creating your Flipgrids, and then upload to us, and we will check them out and see who did the best and listen to your explanations also of why you did what you did and what you learned. That's super important here. So we're looking forward to hearing those. And we will come out with a winner. So there will be a winner stream as well. So stay tuned to social media and to your email to get the announcement dates for those.
Yes.
So I'm trying to think of a Star Wars like
another pun to
Force,
tie it all
and
together.
I'm trying to have a
Wow.
tie. I should have.
May
thought
the
of that
Schwartz
in
be with you. No.
Wrong movie. But
Yep.
Yes.
good
All
one,
right.
but wrong one.
But
All
you know,
right.
like the remember every workshop in the final competition world has a link to research, and we're learning about the challenges and the opportunities of building solar vehicles. So we need to research those things and learn about it. Just like Sue was saying, like you might be competing in the real world competition, and this is going to prepare you for it by doing that research and understanding all the different components. And you also get to bring your Minecraft skill to this competition to to compete in this digital version of it. So along the way you're learning some really cool, valuable things about how solar vehicles are built, how they're made, what the components are, what the challenges are, all this other good stuff. So enjoy that process of research and learning, and the competing in the Minecraft part as well. May the force be with you.
Yeah, I had to throw that last part in there. And if your team happens to be from Tatooine, you have an advantage because there's multiple suns. So your solar vehicle is going to be like perfect.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, now we
Who
got
thought
it.
about that? Double dipping on the
That's
on the
right.
solar sources there. Nice.
All right, awesome. Well, good luck, everyone. We can't wait to see what you create, and we will see you at the finals live stream.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, good luck.